Greetings, beautiful people. This is your handsome narrator dropping by with a special delivery. Shall we pick back up where we left off? Thus far, we have explored the prologue titled The Man in the Chocolate Shoes, after which we switched scenes to episode 1 titled Valentine's Day Blues. Today, we move on to episode 2 titled The Sweetest Torture. This scene continues on the aftermath of Liam's performance at the nightclub. As is our custom, we do one roll of our shoulders backwards to dispel the day's tension before we dive into the thick of it. Yes, Mr. Bieber, sometimes it is too late to say sorry, he thought, head nodding in time to the beat. The club's strobe lights dyed the drink of Johnny Walker in chaos as it swirled at the bottom of his glass. Looking down from his view, where he stood in the VIP lounge, Liam took note of the numerous patrons singing along and pumping their fist in time to Bieber's latest chart topper. The weekend in Trinidad was in full swing. Taking another sip in an effort to warm a cold heart, Liam tipped his head back, figuring, to hell with it, might as well finish this round of drink and signal the waitress for another. There existed an unspoken understanding at the Zen nightclub. Artists drank for free. Such drinking applied not only to alcohol. Many a time, Liam had reveled in the liquids of the flesh, sweat, throaty sighs, and rooftop sex. Heck of a show tonight, man, the words shouted over the music. Grimacing inwardly, at the hand thrown over his shoulders, Liam's eye never left the crowd below. Thanks, Tony. His eyes on way more important things. When next? The club owner asked. Not sure. Give me a sec, Liam replied, sliding from beneath the arm. That was Tony Chang for you. All about the money. Liam and his musical ability just happened to be the cash cow. Flocks of women extending past the corner on the nights Liam and crew were in country. Leaving the club owner where he stood, clad in his usual staple of cut-off jeans, plain black t-shirt and beach slippers, a drink of Remy Martin and Coke in hand, Liam made his way down the stairs and into the general section of the club. Standing at 6 feet plus, Liam's frame was hard to miss as he was forced to stop ever so often to greet some of his local brethren and former schoolmates. The local dialect rolled off his tongue with ease, the signature greetings performed as if he had never left. The beaches, the island sun, the nightlife, memories of the posse bar hopping along both sides of Ariapita Avenue. It sure felt good to be home. Beneath the leather jacket and smooth brown skin, his cold heart began to warm. Finally breaking away from the crew with promises to return in a bit, Liam escaped the press of bodies to stand near one of the pillars that stood inside of the club. Here, he could breathe. This section was a sprawl of white leather couches for those women needing to rest sore feet. A welcome reprieve during the techno and EDM hour. Sure enough, when the genre of Caribbean music came back, they would be heading once more to the dance floor. Unable to ever understand the torture they endured by wearing those heels, Liam hunched his broad shoulders in an effort to make himself as unnoticeable as possible. His eyes roamed the faces of the crowd once more, paying special attention to the low lit corners of the club. Just where the hell was his brother Rand? He was supposed to be on alert for threats to Liam's safety, to organize flight dates, and liaise with club owners on future gigs. He was supposed to be doing anything else except tracing his finger over the picture on his phone. That picture burned in the cruelest of ways. Her smile like water upon a child's freshly skinned knee. With head bowed and attention centered upon the image, Rand had no awareness of the approaching man. Instead, his fingers continued their stroking, uncaring of the numbers of bodies brushing past him. The image was one of the last pictures he had of her, sitting before the mirror of their makeshift dressing room. Her petite hands were frozen midway through the locks of her hair that stopped just above her shoulders. The series of bangles and beads, made of gold and leather, glowed beneath the light bulbs framing the mirror. Her smile was in response to his teasing as Liam sat at the corner of the picture, head bowed as he laced his shoes. Such a candid moment. During moments like these, he was more than personal security, more than a manager. He was. What the hell are you doing? Rand raised his head slowly, eyes locking with the pissed off amber of Liam's. The phone, the picture, now hostage within the other man's fist. Give it back. For crying out loud, she left us, bro. Liam attempted to reason. She had to, Rand replied calmly. Why? Justify that load of BS to me, Liam demanded, his own mind unable to come to terms with what he felt was a betrayal. The bass drop of the disc jockey's selection smothered Rand's response as he turned on his heel, eyes zeroing in on the exit sign. He was never the most physically imposing in a room, yet somehow people always made it their duty to clear out of his way. Rand, wait up, Liam shouted as he closed the gap with ground-eating strides, refusing to leave his brother in his current mindset. The women, however, had their own agenda, blocking his path in an attempt to get his attention. Slapping at a clawed hand that attempted to slide beneath the waistband of his jeans, Liam lunged for the door. The faceless woman's nail left a thin welt across his skin. The crisp, dark chill of the night seeped into the unbuttoned leather of his jacket, stomach clenching reflexively in an effort to warm itself. Blowing into his closed fist, body slightly relaxed, knowing that the bouncer would not allow him to be followed, Liam scanned the area, features set in determination. Leave it alone, Elle. The calm voice, barely hiding the rigid fury that warmed him away. Rand's features cast in the shadows of neighboring buildings. The fury pushed against Liam's skin, coating the air until he felt his own anger rising to the surface. This was what made Rand so dangerous. His very aura was enough to incite violence. Yet, that same aura allowed him to detect imminent danger making him a security detail that was one of a kind. Breathing deep in an effort to shield against the fury, Liam acquiesced, choosing to join Rand beneath the shadows. That calm pose of arms folded with a jean clad leg bracing against the wall was a mirage. Rand could move like Mercury if need be. Mirroring his brother's stance, their shoulders scant inches from each other, Liam breathed easier as the thickness of Rand's rage dissipated ever so slightly. The rest of the world could wait, he thought. At that moment, nothing was more important than keeping Rand distracted from the woman that had once broken them both. Coming home. It was the sweetest torture. End of episode. I would like to thank you so much for the pleasure of your company. I do hope that this episode adds to your level of interest. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, and as always, love and light.